The German Ministry of Justice has drafted a bill that will allow for circumcision amidst a wide-ranging debate that has forced even Chancellor Merkel to speak up against what she considers that would turn Germany into a laughingstock if Jews were not allowed to practice circumcision. Now, surgery should take place with the most effective pain relief possible and only after parents have been informed of the risks. German political opposition thinks that the body should be preserved, the body integrity should be preserved, and they think that the right to religious freedom applies to the child and not to the parents. Rabbi Marg'olin sees traces of anti-Semitism in this controversy. He links it to some other debates making it to the newspapers lately, like the one about the slaughtering of animals in the Netherlands, or public calls from French far-right populist Marine Le Pen to ban kippas, arguing they are equivalent to a headscarf.
This issue of the circumcision have caused a huge problem, not only by us but by many Jewish organizations. It was like a huge storm against this ruling. And the reason for it, it's not because we was worried the Jews will have a problem to circumcise their children, but there's so many articles and opinion that spoke very negative against this custom of circumcision, and to show that the Jews are not modern and they cannot accept the modern world.
Michael Emerson is an associate senior research fellow at the Center for European Policy Studies. He has been studying multiculturalism in contemporary European societies. He doesn't see any threats to Jewish culture in Europe, but blames European leaders for declaring that multiculturalism has failed.
Merkel, Sarkozy, when he was president, Cameron have been making rather deplorably populist and simplistic and unclear statements about multiculturalism. My understanding of multiculturalism is a case where a country or a society wishes to affirm, even strengthen the identity of different cultural or religious groups, and to encourage them to form communities of their own, considerably separated from mainstream majority society.
Emerson defends a new notion of multiculturalism, something he calls interculturalism.
Coming back to the politicians, multiculturalism is dead. That definition of multiculturalism is now out of favor, and I think for good reasons. But the overtones in that remark was, or the implication of that remark was that there's something absolutely fundamentally wrong with the relations between majority and minority communities in European countries. And I think that is incorrect.
Rabbi Marg'olin acknowledges the positive attitude of Chancellor Merkel in the circumcision debate. He thinks she said the right things, but wishes she had done it earlier.
I got a letter from Mrs. Merkel with the promises that she's going to do everything possible for the freedom of religion in Germany. But we would expect her and another European countries that next time, if any problem is happening again, they should react immediately.
Here in Europe, observant Jews have been challenged by the threat to circumcision in Germany. Now new legislation is about to be introduced, but the controversy is far from over. This is Xavier Collados for JN1 in Brussels.